Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited.
Hello and welcome to Cheers to Fears, where we combine alcohol and horror movies for your entertainment. Today we are making a drinking game for Terrifier 2, and coming back to direct his creation is Damien Leone.
Once again, Art the Clown is on the loose 1 year after the Miles County Massacre. Art seems to have a new target in mind named Sienna. Sienna lost her father, who was survived by her, Sienna's brother Jonathan, and his wife, who is the mother of the two children. On this Halloween night, Sienna will learn what Art is capable of as she tries to outdo the protagonist from the last movie and survive the night.
Just a bit of a forewarning, the drinking rules do have mild spoilers in them, but nothing that'll really take you out of the movie if it is your first time watching Terrifier 2. Anyways, let's move right on to the drinking rules.
Well, let's start with the first rule, which is, of course, death. This movie came to a total of 20 deaths, which means 20 sips.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of deaths for a movie, let's be honest. Lots of bloodshed in this movie, and I'd say it's one of the biggest mainstream gore movies at this point for Terrifier 2.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because it's not a mainstream budget.
Not at all. Just like the first one, it had a little bit more of a budget probably from the success from the first one, but this movie only had $250,000 for the budget, so very impressive with what they did with it. But anyways, we'll move right along to the second rule, which is, of course, screams, cries, or yells. If you hear one, you take a sip. And this is a hard hitter. It gave us 31 sips.
I will say that this is quite a bit higher than the first movie, but you have to keep in mind that this movie is 2.5 hours long.
Exactly.
So, let's move on to the next rule, which is whenever you see Art smiling, and this came to a total of 33 sips.
Yeah, we're bringing this rule back, and it is quite a bit. It seems like he's always smiling. Again, he's just getting a lot of pleasure from killing his victims, I guess, or torturing them in some way. And yeah, again, just adds to how sadistic he is as a killer or a villain.
Definitely.
And another rule that we're bringing back is whenever a stab, shot, or cut wound is seen. In this one hurts. It gave us 41 sips.
Yeah, I mean, so this is a little bit expected for the length of the movie and the overall content. But we won't dismiss how this is a lot of sips for a single rule.
Gives you over a can, almost a can and a half, if you use our scale. And yeah, for one single rule, it's quite a bit.
Yeah, I think there was some drinking games that were under 80, and this is half of that.
That's right, yeah. We have some soft drinking games on our channel in comparison to this one.
So, just to put that in perspective. So, let's move on to rule number 5, which is whenever the sword is seen. And that gave us a total of 11 sips.
Yeah, it almost has like a supernatural property to it, I guess. The dad made it specifically for Sienna. And yeah, it's we wanted to include a little bit of a softer rule, and this felt like it was...
It was a perfect soft rule because it's super important to the plot.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, we decided to throw that one in there. And speaking of Sienna's dad, it's whenever dad is mentioned. And this only gave us 8 sips. Again, a little bit of a softer rule for this game.
I wonder if they're going to expand on the dad in the sequel a little bit. Just because it's really up to interpretation if the dad was crazy or he just kind of knew things that were supernatural almost.
Right. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they expand on that.
Now on to rule number 7, a rule we did decide to keep around, which is whenever clown is said, and that came to a total of 20 sips.
Yeah, for the last game it only gave us 5 sips, this one gave us 20, and it's because they call Art Miles County Clown, and that's said quite a bit. So that helps, but also they have the Clown Cafe theme song, and that is pretty much...
Mercied almost.
It's mercied. Yeah, I think it is mercied, but... Yeah, there's a lot more drinks for this rule in this movie, so we decided to bring it back. Anyways, we'll move right along. Back into some heavy hitter rules. It's whenever you see Art the Clown. This gave us 32 sips.
Yeah, he's on screen quite a bit, and I guess the elephant in the room is that we will say that there was 33 sips for smiling, so I guess that's kind of an indicator on how much he smiles too.
Right.
So it's on average over 1 time a scene.
Yeah.
So he's smiling quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a happy clown in the worst possible way.
Basically, if you see Art, you're going to expect him to smile. So bear that in mind that these are paired up in that way.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next rule. Rule number 9 is whenever you see the little clown girl. And that gave us a total of 11 sips.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what she is in relationship to Art the Clown. She's almost like a daughter to him, but she's like supernatural. Nobody else sees her. Maybe it's a figment of Art's imagination. I don't know. At this point, we know there's some supernatural themes within Terrifier, so maybe we just aren't meant to think about it.
Yeah, we're not too sure what to expect, actually. She wasn't in the first movie. Some people saw her such as Sienna, so who knows where this is going to go.
But enough on that, we'll move on to the last rule of this drinking game. This rule gave us 11 sips, and it's whenever a previous incident is brought up.
Again, reminding you, they say a Miles County Clown Massacre quite a bit in this movie, so that also stacks with the clown rule. So it's brought up quite a bit, and yeah, just kind of stacks with other rules. So let's move on to the total for this drinking game. The total number of sips comes to a whopping 218 sips, which is the equivalent to drinking nearly 7.5 standard 12-ounce cans based on our 30 sip per can scale.
Yeah, so this is without a doubt the hardest drinking game we've ever had on our channel.
I don't think anything else is past
6.5 drinks.
I don't think anything else is past 200.
That too. Obviously, we knew it was going to be hard based on our first drinking game for the first Terrifier, which actually, if you haven't seen our video, go click over there. Over here. Somewhere. We'll figure it out. But, yeah, go and watch that if you haven't. But this one, yeah, I didn't really see it exceeding 200, even though I knew it was going to be a lot. Even though it is a 2.5 hour long movie, I guess. But, yeah, it definitely was the hardest drinking game we've ever done.
The stabs, cuts, and shots, man.
That is
definitely what did it.
Yeah.
It made you take quite a few shots there.
That's right. It's worth noting that if you are going to play this drinking game, you should maybe mix in a water or two just to keep yourself hydrated and not hurt yourself when you're drinking. Just because, yeah, drinking that much in that time frame could be a little dangerous depending on who you are.
Unfortunately, this is also one of the movies that we recommend to not see the two movies together, such as, I'm just trying to think of the other example.
Like A Quiet Place 1 and 2.
A Quiet Place is what I was thinking of. I don't think you want to see the second movie with the old blind man.
Don't Breathe.
You probably don't want to see the second one, but I think that would be all right too. But I don't think you can do this one, because they're probably the two hardest drinking games that we've made.
Yes. Some, like Terrifier 1 is, along with some other drinking games that we've done, such as, Halloween?
Halloween 3, I think, is one of the big ones. I think some of the Conjuring ones, such as The Nun and Annabelle 2, I think was also pretty difficult.
Yeah, so there is some hard hitters that kind of stay on par with Terrifier 1, but nothing reaches this, so don't even bother trying to attempt both.
Yeah. If you do, definitely do it with water. That's what we're going to say.
Yeah.
However, I do want to add on one more point. I think this was one of the biggest showings that we've gotten with our friend group, where everybody kind of gathered to see this movie.
Yes.
It was basically just recently released. We had a lot of people see the first one, and then we got a lot of people to come see the second one, and everybody was really excited for it. We had a packed basement.
And I think it added to how much I enjoyed the movie, just because seeing everybody's reactions to some of the scenes really made it enjoyable for me.
It's definitely a good movie to see with friends.
Yes, exactly. And having a few drinks with it, it just, I think, makes it that much more fun, too, because everyone kind of just lets their emotions flow a lot more.
Everyone's letting loose, having a good time.
Exactly. Anyways, with all that being said, we hope you enjoyed our drinking game for Terrifier 2. If you end up playing the game alongside the movie, or if you have any feedback or suggestions, let us know in the comments below.
Also, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our drinks and drinking games coming up for the Insidious franchise. And hopefully it won't take us another 2 months to release another series again.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in. And this is us saying cheers to fears.